Once upon a time, there lived... Come on, follow me! This is the story of a boy named Jack who lived with his mother in a little old shack. They once had a goose who laid gold eggs, which a giant stole. Now they had to beg.
We need to buy some food somehow. Jack, we'll have to sell our cow.
I'll do it, Mama. Please don't you worry.
It's a long way to market, so you'd better hurry.
Run, Jack, run.
That's the prettiest cow I've ever seen. I'll buy her for 5 magic beans.
Jack showed Mama when he got back home.
I shouldn't have sent you out alone.
Mama threw the beans right out the door. Now they were poorer than they were before. They went to bed, and what do you know? Those magic beans began to grow. Grow, grow, grow. Out from the ground a beanstalk grew, up to the clouds and then straight through. Mama, look, it's a giant vine. Jack jumped on the stalk and began to climb. Climbed higher and higher and higher. He was so excited he never got tired. When he got to the top, he found a road that was paved with solid gold. Gold, gold, gold. I've never seen a castle so tall. He slipped through a hole that was in the wall. This castle isn't cozy or warm or merry. This castle is dark and cold and scary. Just then, from the end of the big, big room came a huge, huge voice. It began to boom.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a boy, by gosh, by gum.
Run, Jack, run. It was the very same giant who stole their goose. Jack wanted to run, but it wasn't any use. He was so afraid he couldn't move his legs, till he saw the goose who laid gold eggs. I'll bring that goose back home, and then my mama will never be poor again. And with that thought, Jack's courage grew. He knew exactly what to do. Go, Jack, go. Lola, quick, come right away. Please come now. Do not delay. Lola magically appeared. Freeze that giant with the big black beard. A mist shot out of Lola's nose, and what do you know? The giant froze. Jack grabbed the goose and ran and ran. I must get home as fast as I can. Run, Jack, run. Down, down, down the stalk went Jack, and at the bottom, whack, whack, whack. Jack chopped the beanstalk till it fell. Mama cried out,
Well, well, well.
They shared the gold with all their friends and never saw that giant again. The house was always filled with laughter, and they all lived happily ever after. That's the end. Mom, can you read me a story?
Are you sure, Dewey? You look very sleepy to me.
No, I'm not. I'm just resting my eyes.
Well, all right then. How about this one, Dewey? Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, please.
Little Red Riding Hood phoned her granny, phoned her granny, phoned her granny. Granny said, I don't feel well. Would you please come today? Little Red went right away, right away, right away. Down the forest path she went, but then she met a wolf.
Little girl, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do?
I'm sorry, Wolf. I cannot stop. I'm gonna wanna go see my granny.
Little Red Riding Hood ran away, ran away, ran away. But that wolf knew a shorter way to get to Granny's faster. The wolf put Granny under the bed, under the bed, under the bed.
Don't say a word!
That bad wolf said, and he put on Granny's nightie. Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door, on the door, on the door.
Can I come in, Granny?
Come in, my dear, and don't forget that basket.
My, what great big ears you have. Ears you have, ears you have. Granny, what great big ears you have.
The better to hear you with.
He said,
My, what great big eyes you have. Eyes you have, eyes you have. Granny, what great big eyes you have.
The better to see you with.
he said,
My, what great big teeth you have. Teeth you have, teeth you have. Granny, what great big teeth you have.
The better to eat you with.
he said. Up he jumped and she jumped back. She jumped back, she jumped back. Up he jumped and she jumped back and hid behind the table. Then out popped Granny and she was mad. She was mad, she was mad. She chased him with a broom she had. She chased him around the room. Out you go, wolf, shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Out you go, wolf, shoo, shoo, shoo. And don't you ever come back. I feel much better, Granny said. Granny said, Granny said, I feel much better.
So do I.
And now let's have a picnic. The wolf was never seen again, seen again, seen again. And that is how the story ends. Now go to sleep, my Dewey. Mwah. Good night, Dewey.
On a mountain live together, together, together. On a mountain live together three billy goats, Gruff, Billy the little, and Billy the middle.
And Billy the biggest.
Three billy goats, Gruff. By the mountain was a river, a river, a river. By the mountain was a river which they wanted to cross.
Who wants to go first?
I want to go first. Can I go first? Said little Billy Goat Gruff. Yay! He trotted to the river, the river, the river. He trotted to the river and he jumped on the bridge. Clippity, cloppity, hippity, hoppity. But then he was stopped by a big bad troll.
Who's clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge?
I'm Billy the little goat Gruff.
Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the little goat Gruff? Oh, please, Mr. Troll. I'm just Billy the little goat Gruff. Why don't you wait for my older brother? He's much bigger and tastier than I am. And fatter, too.
Yum! Be off with you and hurry up. I'll wait for Billy the middle goat Gruff.
Billy, the middle, the middle, the middle, went down to the river and he jumped on the bridge. Clippity, cloppity, hippity, hoppity.
clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge?
I'm Billy the middle goat Gruff.
Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the middle goat Gruff? Oh, please, Mr. Troll. I'm just Billy the middle goat Gruff. Why don't you wait for my older brother? He's much bigger and tastier than I am, and fatter too.
Yum! Be off with you and hurry up. I'll wait for Billy the biggest goat Gruff.
Billy, the biggest, went down to the river and he jumped on the bridge.
Clippity-cloppity, hippity-hoppity.
But then he was stopped by a big bad troll.
Who's clippity-clopping and hippity-hopping? Who's clip-clopping all over my bridge? I'm Billy the biggie goat Gruff. Before I get thinner, I'll eat you for dinner.
Would this be the end for the biggest goat Gruff?
I don't think so, Mr. Troll.
Billy, the biggest, backed up. He put his head down and charged at the troll. He sent the troll sailing, flapping, and flailing. The troll, he went sailing right over the moon. Happily ever after, happily ever after lived the Billy Goats Gruff. Billy the little, and Billy the middle,
And Billy the biggest.
3 Billy Goats Gruff.
I can run faster than you. Faster than anyone or anything.
Oh, really? Then I'd like to challenge you to a race.
A race? Indeed. What fun. Once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare decided on a race just for a dare. The hare was very sure he would win hands down, but the tortoise Archibald thought,
That won't get me down.
Hedwig the hare was speedy and Archibald was slow. He almost missed his cue when they said ready, set, go. Slow and steady wins the race. Be like Archibald. He wasn't very snappy, but always gave his all. The hare raced like a bullet at the speed of light. While the tortoise took his time, he had a goal in sight. Hedwig knew he'd win, so he stopped to take a nap, as Archibald was nowhere close to catching up in laps. Slow and steady wins the race. Be like Archibald. He wasn't very snappy, but always gave his all. So the hare fell asleep under a shady tree, and Archie heard him snore as he passed him on mile 3. When Archie crossed the finish line, everyone said, hooray! Hedwig heard the noise. Well, well, you don't say. Slow and steady wins the race. Be like Archibald. He wasn't very snappy, but always gave his all. A gold medal for Archibald. He cheated, Hedwig cried.
He won fair and square, with a slow and steady stride.
Hedwig now was sad he didn't win the race, but Archie tried to cheer him.
Put on a happy face. It's just a silly contest, not worth a silly fight. Friendship's what's important.
And with that they made things right. Slow and steady wins the race. Be like Archibald. That sleepy tortoise finished first, and he didn't run, he crawled.
Once upon a time there were 3 brown bears, and they lived in the deep dark woods. One fine day as the porridge cooled, they walked around the neighborhood.
The porridge was too hot.
Down the path through the deep dark woods, a little girl skipped along. Goldilocks was the little girl's name, and she didn't know right from wrong.
Hello? Is anyone home?
In the kitchen she saw 3 bowls on the kitchen table. She grabbed a chair and climbed right up as fast as she was able.
Yummy! Porridge!
She took a taste from Papa's bowl.
Yuck, it's much too hot.
She took a taste from Mama's bowl.
Yuck, it's much too cold.
She took a taste from Baby's bowl.
This one tastes just right.
And she ate with a spoon, and very, very soon she swallowed every bite.
Look at those comfy rocking chairs.
She sat down on Papa Bear's chair.
This is much too hard.
She sat down on Mama Bear's chair.
This is much too soft.
She sat down on Baby Bear's chair.
This one feels just right.
And she rocked till the chair fell apart. She had quite a fright.
Ouch! Ooh, look at those comfy beds.
She lay down on Papa Bear's bed.
This is much too hard.
She lay down on Mama Bear's bed.
This is much too soft.
She lay down on Baby Bear's bed.
This one feels just right.
She pulled back the covers and snuggled in, and then turned off the light.
Good night.
Someone's been eating from my bowl,
said Big Papa Bear. Someone's been eating from my bowl, said Big Mama Bear.
Someone's been eating from my bowl, and there's nothing left for me.
Baby Bear was very sad as sad can be.
someone's been sitting in my chair,
said Big Papa Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, said Big Mama Bear.
Someone's been sitting in my chair and broke it all apart.
And Baby Bear began to cry with all his little heart.
someone's been sleeping in my bed,
said Big Papa Bear. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Big Mama Bear.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she is still there.
And Goldilocks woke up to see 3 very angry bears.
not so fast.
Said Papa Bear.
We'd better have a talk.
I'm very, very sorry,
said little Goldilocks. Goldilocks and Baby Bear became the best of friends. And that, my little Dewey, is how the story ends.
Thanks, Mom. Mom, tell us the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. What's a beanstalk? Is that a kind of soup? No, silly. It's I don't know.
Well, let's find out. Long ago, Jack and his mom lived their life on a country farm. They were poor, not enough to eat, so they made a plan to make ends meet. Jack, go sell our cow, Bessie, and with the money we can grow more crops. On market day, Jack sold old Bess to a funny lass who was oddly dressed.
Hello, young man.
She politely bowed.
I'll trade you beans for that milking cow. They're magic beans,
Whoa.
and they'll grow a crop as high as the sky.
Wow! Jack went home to show his mom, but when she
magic. The next day where the beans did land, a giant beanstalk grew.
Oh man!
Jack climbed those twisty vines so high and found a castle in the sky.
Wow! Look at that!
But when he went inside the place, a big fat giant with an ugly face came thumping in so very loud, shook the heavens and the clouds.
Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell a boy. Yum, yum, yum. Fee-fi-fo-fum, ready or not, here I come.
Jack was so frightened that he hid in the cupboard while the giant counted his gold. When the big old giant fell asleep, Jack escaped with gold to keep. Decided he'd go back up there, but first I'd better say a prayer.
Oh please, keep me safe from the mean old giant.
He climbed up to the castle and hid inside.
Aha!
He said,
The giant's pride! Golden eggs from that little hen!
the giant counted at least 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes after 5? Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell a boy. Yum, yum, yum. Fee-fi-fo-fum, ready or not, here I come.
Yikes! Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Oops, wrong story.
Jack was fast and acted quick. He grabbed that fine white little hen, even grabbed a singing hare, and climbed down that stalk again.
La la!
But the giant came thundering after Jack and threw himself on the beanstalk.
When I got home, I grabbed an axe and chopped that beanstalk all the way down.
And that big old giant went hurtling off,
Never ever to be found.
With the hen's golden eggs, Jack and his mom could now live a good life. Jack's mom was proud and made a feast, and neighbors came from near and far.
The harp played songs and sang along. Jack, you are a shining star. Jack, you are a star. So, did they make beanstalk soup? No, but now they had a hen that laid golden eggs. Oh, but you could break your teeth on those.
Okay, whose turn is it to tell a story?
It's my turn, and I'm going to tell the story of the lion and the mice. Don't you mean mouse? Not this time, because you're all going to be the little mice. A mighty, mighty lion lay sleeping in his lair. 3 little mice came creeping by and stared. One accidentally brushed up against the lion's paw. Yikes! Sorry, Mr. Lion.
There ought to be a law.
Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't hurt you. The lion drew his paw back and dropped it on the mouse. The other mice were frightened and squealed. You louse! I beg you, Mr. Lion, kindly hear my plea. I promise to repay you if you'll only set me free. Oh, please. I'll be your best friend.
Well, I guess I could say yes, but only just this time. Now scatter with your friends, and I'll pay you no mind.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Lion. I'm forever in your debt. I guess not every lion is really such a threat.
Go away.
You're swell. So the great big lion let the little mouse go. Phew, that was scary. But that wasn't the end of the story.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, go on. Well, the lion went a-hunting and wound up in a net. He paced and growled and then began to fret. He roared so very loud that the 3 mice heard his cry. Is that your friend the lion? He's in trouble, me oh my! Hold on to your horses, lions, we're coming to the rescue! Captain Captured in the net, the lion paced and cried. Unafraid, the little mice clambered to his side. They nibbled a big hole and became the lion's guide.
Well, what do you know? These little mice have now become my pride.
We're friends! Friends to the end.
Nice, Mousy.
Friends are just like family, and family just like friends. I always keep my promises, on that you can depend. The lesson here is friendship, Mr. Lion, see? Friendship is a gift that always sets you free. So is this a story about lions that get trapped? No, silly. It's about friendship and kindness.
It sure is. It's about always being there for your friends.
I like that. Sweet.
The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse.
Mouse was creeping through the woods and woke a sleeping lion. Angrily, he grabbed that mouse. She was scared and crying. She said,
If you let me go, I'll help you someday. Soon you'll see. When you need me, I'll be there. You'll count on me.
The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse. Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse.
Lion said,
You tiny thing, what can you do for me? Tell you what, you made me laugh, so I will set you free.
Thank you.
next day Lion stalked his prey, but on his way back home, he walked into a trap. He was captured and alone.
The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse. Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse.
Tiny Mouse heard lions roar and scurried to the scene. She gnawed the rope, released the lion, and said,
Now we're team.
Lion answered,
I was wrong to laugh because you're small. If it weren't for you, I would not be here at all.
The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. Best friends forever, the Lion and the Mouse. The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. Best friends forever, the Lion and the Mouse. The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse. The Lion and the Mouse, the Lion and the Mouse. This is the story of the Lion and the Mouse.
Can you read us a story, Mom? Yeah, read us a story.
Okay, you two, snuggle in and close your eyes, and I'll read you the story of Little Red Riding Hood.
Yay!
Little Red Riding Hood went out one day.
Uh-huh.
She was going to Granny's far away. She followed a path through the deep dark woods to get to Granny's as quick as she could. A big bad wolf came into view. He raised his hat and said,
How do you do?
She said,
My granny is feeling ill. I'm bringing her cookies to make her well.
said Little Red Riding Hood,
I must run.
said,
"Good day."
and she walked away. But the big bad wolf knew a faster way.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
The big bad wolf came to Granny's house.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And poor old Granny was all alone.
Granny, get in the cupboard.
That bad wolf said, then he put on her clothes and jumped into bed.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Then in came Little Red Riding Hood.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Dear Granny, I came as quick as I could. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
The wolf said,
Dear, come over here.
but the little girl knew something was weird.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Granny, what great big ears you have. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Granny, what great big eyes you have. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Granny, what great big teeth you have.
The wolf said,
Better to eat you with.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Help!
cried Little Red Riding Hood.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
And in ran a hunter who was in the woods.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
The hunter grabbed the wolf and he put him in a sack. And the big bad wolf, he never came back.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. We're safe now, Granny.
The little girl said,
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
and she helped Granny get back in bed.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
They ate the cookies happily, and that's the end of our story.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Buggy, did you just take Huggy's apple?
No. Hey, my apple's gone. It wasn't me.
Well, Buggy, what's that?
I think it might be a good time to tell you a story, Buggy. There was a boy who watched the sheep, the silliest boy you ever did see. One sunny day, who knows why, he thought for fun he'd tell a lie. The boy cried,
Wolf, please, please come. Hurry, hurry. Run, run, run.
and up the hill a farmer came to chase that wolf away again. There was no wolf, not even one.
It's just a trick. I played for fun.
The farmer said,
See here, young man, don't play that trick on me again.
Okay, I promise.
The very next day, at 10:30, the silly boy cried wolf again. And up the hill the farmer came to chase that wolf away again. There was no wolf, not even one.
It's just a trick. I played for fun.
The farmer said,
See here, young man, don't play that trick on me again.
Okay, I promise.
But that same day, at 2:15, a big bad wolf came into view. Into the field the wolf did creep to scare the boy and steal the sheep. The boy cried,
Wolf, please, please come. Hurry, hurry. Run, run, run. Wolf, wolf, it's not a game. Please come now.
but no one came. The silly boy, he shook with fright. That wolf stole every sheep in sight. The little boy was very sad because he knew that he'd been bad. He decided there and then,
I'll never, ever lie again.
The most important thing to do
Is always, always tell the truth. Mom, what What's that word?
That says tortoise, Huggy.
What's a tortoise?
A tortoise is a very big turtle.
And what's a hare?
A hare is a kind of rabbit.
Why don't they just call the story The Turtle and the Rabbit?
Well, that's a very good question.
Can we just read the story?
All right, then. One day, the hare was teasing her friend, the tortoise, and she wasn't being very nice. The boastful hare could run really, really fast, but the kind old tortoise was very, very slow.
To be so slow, it must be sad. It must be very, very bad.
The tortoise, he got pretty mad the day of the big, big race.
Well, let's have a race,
Said he.
You're too slow, you can't beat me. I can. You can't. Well, let's just see.
The day of the big, big race. Pinky said go, the hare he flew over the hill and out of view. It looked like tortoise was stuck in glue the day of the big, big race. The hare, she laughed.
Ho, ho, ho. That old tortoise is slow, slow, slow. I can't be beaten. No, no, no.
The day of the big, big race. Poor old tortoise, sure enough, moved so slow and huffed and puffed. He was tired, but he was tough the day of the big, big race.
I am miles and miles ahead. I think I'll take a nap.
She said in a carrot patch she made a bed the day of the big, big race.
Just 5 minutes, not a minute more.
And it wasn't long before the boastful hare began to snore the day of the big, big race. Slow old tortoise trudged along, whistling a happy song. He was slow, but he was strong the day of the big, big race.
I won't give up. No, no, no.
His confidence began to grow.
Come on, legs. Let's go, go, go.
The day of the big, big race. Even when the hill was steep, still he climbed and still he creeped, and still the hare was fast asleep the day of the big, big race. Finally he passed the hare, fast asleep and unaware.
The finish line. I'm almost there.
The day of the big, big race. The crowd began to cheer and cheer, and slowly tortoise he drew near. The hare awoke and said,
Oh dear.
the day of the big, big race. The hare began to run and run.
Oh no, what have I done? Hooray!
The slow old tortoise won the day of the big, big race. The lesson here is plain to see. Whether slow or fast you be, if you work hard, you will succeed.
The day of the big, big race. The day of the big, big race. There was a little boy and his name was Jack. He lived with his mama in a little old shack. Jack asked Mama, why are we poor?
A giant came and smashed our door. He stole everything we had, we had. He stole everything we had. Jack, we have to sell our cow. Off to the market, you better go now.
So Jack took the cow and walked down the road where he met a man pulling a heavy load.
That's a mighty fine cow.
He said,
That's a mighty fine cow.
he said,
I'll buy your cow for magic beans, the prettiest beans you've ever seen.
that's a deal. And Jack ran home. When Mama saw the beans, she moaned and groaned. Out the window they flew, they flew. Out the window they flew. very, very high. He came to a door in a dark, dark cloud with a sign that read, "No kids allowed." Jack just walked straight through, straight through. Jack just walked straight through. Into a castle the dark door led, and down the hallway young Jack sped. A huge room he found. Then he heard a scary sound. A giant steps.
Boom, boom, boom.
A giant steps.
Boom. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a boy, by gosh, by gum.
That bad giant, he boomed and boomed, and Jack went flying out of that room. Back the way he'd come, back the way he'd come. After Jack the giant chased, he chased Jack all over the place when suddenly, hip hip hooray! Came Gigi and Noah to save the day. They froze that giant like stone, like stone. They froze that giant like stone. To the beanstalk Jack ran fast and bold, and there he found a sack of gold. His mama's gold that giant stole so many, many years ago. Down the stalk Jack flew, Jack flew. Down the stalk Jack flew. He grabbed an axe when he hit the ground. Chop, 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 that stalk came down. Mama, we're rich, to his mama he told, and Jack gave his mama the sack of gold. Happily ever after they lived, happily ever after they lived.
This is the story of the three little pigs, the three little pigs, the three little pigs. This is the story of the three little pigs, once upon a time. The three little pigs had three little homes, all in a row, all in a row. The three little pigs had three little homes, once upon a time.
My house is made of straw. My house is made of sticks. And my house
that,
said the policeman.
you can't do that. No, 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 no.
And that was the story of the three little pigs, the three little pigs, the three little pigs. And that was the story of the three little pigs, once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Once upon a time.
Silly pigs.
Once there lived 3 grizzly bears in a house in the forest. Papa bear, mama bear, baby bear sat down to eat their porridge.
Ooh, much too hot.
Growled Papa bear, let's go walk in the forest. That's when Goldilocks came by, found their house in the thicket. Knock, 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 no answer, so Goldie entered the kitchen.
Smells good.
She grabbed a spoon, though she had no permission.
Papa Bear's porridge way too hot.
Mama bear's porridge way too cold.
Baby bear porridge just right. Just right. Just right.
After Goldie had her fill, she felt lazy and tired. In the living room she spied chairs of 3 different sizes. They looked quite inviting, so Goldie thought she'd try 'em.
Papa Bear's chair way too hard.
Mama bear's chair way too soft.
Baby bear's chair just right. Just right. Just right.
Just as Goldie settled in that chair, broke into pieces, Goldie went upstairs and found 3 nice beds she could sleep in. They looked quite inviting, so Papa's bed she creeped in.
Papa Bear's bed way too hard.
Mama bear's bed way too soft.
Baby bear's bed just right. Just right. Just right.
Goldilocks fell fast asleep. 3 bears came back home. Soon as they stepped in, they knew they were not alone.
Someone's been eating my porridge.
Growled Papa. Someone's been eating my porridge, said Mama.
Someone's been eating my porridge.
Cried Baby.
And they ate it all up. Ate it all up.
They walked into the living room, and what do you think they noticed?
Someone's been sitting in my chair.
Growled Papa. Someone's been sitting in my chair, said Mama.
Someone's been sitting in my chair.
Cried Baby.
And they broken it up. Broken it up.
Upstairs in their bedroom now, what do you think they noticed?
Someone's been sleeping in my bed.
Growled Papa. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Mama.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed.
Cried Baby.
And there she is. There she is.
Goldilocks woke up and saw 3 brown bears staring at her. She screamed,
Help!
jumped out of bed and ran away with the clatter. Down the stairs and through the door, Goldie's gone forevermore. Our 3 bears, they scratched their heads, fixed the chair and made the beds, and sat down to eat their porridge. And that is the story of the 3 bears.